Hello and welcome to another AIC Productions video. Today I wanted to take a few minutes to go over cryptocurrency, specifically Bitcoin. I know it's been a super hot topic, and I've actually been trying to put together a video for the last few days. However, for whatever reason, my video editing software is just killing the video when I enter in video recorded from my desktop. So this is going to be pretty raw, pretty uncut, because I simply can't get it through my video editing software and have it be clean and things readable. So I apologize for anything like a cough or a sneeze or anything else that I'm not able to cut out, and all my big ums that I don't cut out. So I have been mining Ethereum for the last, almost 6 months or so, probably close to 6 months. And it's done okay for me, and I still plan on continuing to mine Ethereum. We're doing with 2 graphics cards, and I earn about zero point 0.2 ETH coin every 45-ish days. And that's equated to about an average of $60–65 every 45 days, which isn't great. It's not terrible. ETH is one of those ones that hasn't really ever taken off. It's doing pretty good right this moment, but I think that's just kind of riding the coattails of Bitcoin. We will see in the future how it does. But I wanted to step up and do more, earn more, have a little bit more risk, have a little bit more investment. And so I've really been doing a lot of research into Bitcoin mining. And because of this, I've had a lot of conversations with a lot of different people, both who are currently mining and making very good money, and those who are afraid to jump into the pool and get their feet wet. So I wanted to take a few moments and speak to that latter group, those that want to do it or are interested in it and just don't have enough knowledge and information to get it done. So you're my target audience. So there's not going to be a whole lot to see on the screen. There will be stuff to see on the screen. Right now you're looking at my ETH mining pool results. I'm getting pretty close to 9x payout. It says I have 8 days left. That's very approximate. Anyways, so let's go ahead and look at some numbers. Why would you want to put in to mine Bitcoin? I mean, we see those prices for Bitcoin out there all the time. And you know, it really doesn't have a lot of meaning to somebody who's not done this before. So when you mine for Bitcoin, it's, my coworker said it best. He's from a small town in the Midwest. It's kind of like renting a tractor and a field. You pay somebody a maintenance fee to actually plow the field for you, and then you get a product from that. In this case, you're getting Bitcoin. And what you do with that Bitcoin is really up to you. And you can hold on to it, you can sell it, you can replant it or reinvest in it to earn more, right? The value of that product is going to go up, it's going to go down, so you have to play the market a little bit, sell it when you hit a threshold that you're comfortable with, that you will make money at. And it's a risk. Farming's a risk. Investing in the stock market is a risk. Buying a home is a risk. Buying a car is a risk. I mean, everything's a risk, and but a lot of these things have legitimacy. If you buy a house in a good neighborhood, its value is probably going to go up. If you buy into the stock market, its value is probably going to go up. And at this point, even though Bitcoin is very much in its infancy, it's very young, it's a very new technology, there's enough people standing behind it for legitimate purposes that it's worth investing in my opinion. Okay, so let me throw some numbers out at you. Typically, most people, if you're going in light with your mining, you're going to buy what's called hash power. Hash power is just calculations per second. So if you buy one terahash, that is one. It's 1,000 gigahash, which is 1,000, and 1 gigahash is 1,000 megahash. It's just how many times per second something is calculated. And terahash is very, very quickly. Now, just like my Ethereum mining machine, which I do use a desktop computer with graphics cards, you can purchase an ASICS miner, an Ant miner, but it's going to cost you many thousands of dollars. They're loud, they're hot, they're loud, um, and it's going to be a while before you get your return on investment. And they're very expensive, so that means you have to invest a lot up front to get your investment back. Your other option when you go to buy hash power instead of buying a physical machine is you can buy it from a cloud provider. We'll talk about a few of those options here in a little bit. So when you buy hash power, one hash or 1,000 gigahashes or 1 terahash is kind of the base standard. It's kind of like horsepower. Horsepower doesn't really mean much except for you compare it to other vehicles with horsepower. It kind of gives you an idea of what you're dealing with. So we're going to go off of 1 terahash is kind of our baseline, right? If you have 1 terahash of hashing power and you factor in a maintenance fee, that the fee that you have to pay somebody to plow the field for you, you can expect to make about $1.62 a day after your costs. Okay, well, how do you get that terahash? We'll talk about that in a minute. How do you earn the money? Well, by having a terahash, you compute so many calculations, and by computing so many calculations, just like plowing that field, you put in work, and you are rewarded for that work with a product, and that is X amount of Bitcoin a day, which is great. It's a very simple way of doing it, simple understanding of it. There's a lot that goes into that, but that's just the overlying message. Now, if you have 2 terahashes, you will have more product at the end of the day, but you'll also have more cost at the end of the day. So your costs go up, but also your profits go up, right? So I have currently this much, not that much, I wish I had that much. So as you can see, my profits went up significantly. So it went up from 1 terahash a day, giving me about $1.60. Now I'm making $27, $28 a day. So that's a better return on my investment for what I'm getting. And as you can see, it's very attractive. Now, somebody I know has about that many terahash in his mining pool, and you can see what somebody who has invested that much, and we'll talk about how much it takes to get to this point in a little bit, what it takes to get to that point here, or what you get from that, having that much hashing power. That's a big field. Now you have a fairly big cost, but the amount that you increase your profits are significant, and somebody who is able to put in this much hashing power is more than replacing an income at this point with the current cost of Bitcoin. So a lot of people I talk to are like, oh, I'm just going to buy Bitcoin. Well, buying Bitcoin is good, but you only see value if you sit there and hold it long enough to where it is increased in value and then you sell it. Where with investing in mining, you're going to be creating new value every day. All right. And so it's kind of the difference between buying stocks. If you just buy Bitcoin, it's kind of like buying a stock. Your stock just sits there and it only increases in value when the value of the stock goes up. And typically stocks go up. Same thing with Bitcoin. The Bitcoin sits there and goes up in value. But if you sell the Bitcoin, that's it. You have no other value there. Where if you buy hashing power and you're buying the ability to create more value for yourself, you can sell what you earn but continue to generate more value down the road. Just like that field continues every single day, it will have a new crop of product for you to sell. So whether price goes up, price goes down, you will continue to have more product, and then you can wait till you are ready to then sell that product. Hopefully that makes sense to you. I try to make it as simple as possible. As always, links are in the description. Or comment down below and let me know what your questions are. I'll do my best to answer, because I've been dealing with this for a while, so I have a certain level of knowledge. Not saying I'm smart, I'm not intelligent, but you know, I understand it on the way I understand it. So having people ask me questions helps me to hopefully explain it better. So here are some mining pools. Okay, so this is Hashflare, and don't go to Hashflare yet. Go down in the description, and there's a link in the description. Use the link in the description. But this is who I currently am going through, and this is what we're looking at here. This is the Bitcoin mining, the SHA-256 cloud mining. This is $140 per terahash. So it's $140 per 10 gigahash. It takes 100 shares of 10 gigahash to get. So it's $140 for 1 terahash. I would not personally invest unless you're willing to go at least that far into it, which is not a lot of money. It's $140 is not a lot of money. So you have a 35-cent maintenance fee. So that's every day or every 24 hours you have to pay 35 cents per terahash to have this working for you. So that's paying electricity, basically, is what that is doing, is paying the electricity for running that much terahash. So it automatically pays out in Bitcoin. It's in stock, which is really important. And it's a 1-year contract. So you pay the $140, or you can pay $1.40, or you can pay $50 or $60, or you can pay $2,000, or $1,400. Whatever you pay this time, you get that amount of hash power for 1 year. Okay, that means if you buy 1 terahash today, you get 1 terahash for 1 year starting today. Then if you buy another terahash in a week, you'll have that 1 terahash for a week. So you'll have an overlap there of 2 terahash for a year, just shy by 1 week, and then you'll have 1 week left. So if you continue investing a little bit each day or each month into this, you'll have a perpetual, and we'll talk about that as well here in a minute, a perpetual investment in this. And that's the reason why I looked into this one. Is it's very low cost, it's very reasonable maintenance fees, and the fact that it's available. So if we go over to another option of mining, Genesis mining, it's another cloud mining. It's very reliable, but it constantly has a problem. It's never in stock, and when it does come in stock, it's always future stock. And so if you buy into this, you're buying stock that won't be available for another 2, 3, 4 months out. And so I haven't bought into Genesis mining because of that reason. It's a little bit more expensive, and I'm buying for the future, so I don't realize the investment for a significant amount of time. I pay now and have to wait for the mining. Pool.bitcoin.com. Once again, same thing. This does have availability. You can buy from them. but you have to buy in large, at least 2 terahash chunks. Their cost is significantly higher. Their maintenance fee is a little bit lower. It's about 8 cents a day lower per terahash, but it's literally twice as much money. And so your initial investment is higher and your return takes significantly longer for the Bitcoin.com pool. So I would not recommend this. After a lot of research and a lot of looking around, the Hashflare seems to be, if you're looking to get into this for the first time, definitely the one I would point you at for now. And I do have a link in the description. Please use it. So we've picked who we're going to mine through. But when you create a product, you have to have somewhere to store that product. And that's called a wallet. Now you can have an online wallet, you can have an offline wallet, you can have a physical wallet, you can have a digital wallet. There's a ton of wallet options out there. You go watch another video. I'm not going to take the time in this video to explain it because there's so many options, it will just take too long. I do recommend having a wallet in Coinbase. Is Coinbase the best? No, but it's definitely what I would consider the easiest that I've experienced so far. It's easy to set up, it's easy to use, it's easy to understand what you're looking at. Again, I'll have a description or a link in the description down below. Please use that when going to Coinbase and signing up. So you have who you're mining through. You have where you're going to send your money to, because with Coinbase you can send your money to Coinbase. From Coinbase you can convert it to dollars, you can convert it to euros, you can convert it to whatever currency you darn well feel like. You can send it to PayPal, you can send it to a bank account. It's just a very convenient way to get your money and convert it to something that you can use more easily. So let's go to Hashflare. So this is my control panel in Hashflare. It should be updating pretty soon with today's results, the last 24 hours. Typically it's been updated by 8:30 last couple times, but it's a little late tonight. As you can see, it's close to 9:30. Sorry, I clicked there. And so let me show you kind of a go around, see what we're looking at here and what we're getting for our money. Okay, so starting off, this was my first payout. At this time I only had 0.89 terahash. I didn't even have a full terahash at this moment, and so I did not get much of a payout. The next day I had at that point made a decision and more heavily invested, and I had 17 terahash, and you can see the difference between the two of the payout. So we'll just do this in Bitcoin price. So that first day we had 0.001278. Let's show that in there. That first day I had $1.37 payout at current prices. Obviously prices were a little different yesterday. And then last night, so this was 2 days ago, this was yesterday, 0.003244. So $34. So that's a pretty big difference between the two in payout. And what I have done is I have chosen to reinvest. What that means is when I get paid out, instead of them giving me my value back, say it's like seeds, and now I'm planting those seeds in a field to where I am increasing my field size. So yesterday I had 17 terahash, but by allowing it to reinvest, they took what I earned and bought more hash rate with it, and so that's where I have the 17.21 terahash. So currently about every 5 days I will increase by another terahash, which is about another dollar 60, $1.70 a day in value based off of current prices. So that's what my balance, right? But we've reinvested. Obviously, there's a little bit left over. We're going to leave that there so that next time I get paid out, we can maximize what I've earned to buy more hash rate. So pools, you can select a few different types of pools. So right now I have 25% going into Slush. I actually do want to drop that because the Ant pool seems to be a lot more successful. The person I know who's mining solely an Ant pool has a much higher revenue per 1 terahash. So previously I had it split among 4 different ones, and you can see I earned 17971 Bitcoin per terahash. Of course, it's 0.000179. Now, when I went to Ant pool, it was 0.001987, and so that is a higher amount of Bitcoin per terahash. So there's a lot of variables in there, a lot of research you need to do. This is what I'm personally doing. You can follow this, or you can do your own thing, obviously. So there you go. Now take a minute to update. So these are the forecasts, nothing else changing. If I had stayed at 17 terahash, this would be my daily rate. Now this is all before they pull out their maintenance fee. So that's a daily, that's a weekly, that's a monthly, 6-month, and a 1-year return on my investment, all things being equal. If Bitcoin stays at the price that it's at, this is what I can expect to return. Now, what did I spend? I've spent about just shy of $2,300 on investing into Bitcoin. So I did not take out a loan. I did not put it on a credit card. I did use a credit card, but it's not debt. I did have the money to pay that initially, which I would not recommend spending more money than you can lose, because just like all other investments, there is a risk, and if you can't afford to lose the money, don't invest the money. Okay, don't invest more than you can afford to lose. All right. That being said, this is a pretty darn good return on my investment, going from $2,300 to $12,700 in a year is an excellent return on my investment. Now, if anything, it should go up significantly because I will be reinvesting my money for a while. 3 months, I'm planning on reinvesting for 3 months. After that, I'll do 50-50, take out 50% and reinvest 50%, so that I have a continual increase in my hash rate. Okay, so that I can start pulling out some of that money, enjoying that money, but still increasing my hash rate and still increasing my ability to create more product, in this case, Bitcoin. So let me talk about my history. You can't laugh too much. So this is my history of purchasing hash. So this is my first purchase right here. I only had I had a very small amount of Bitcoin, about $120 worth, and so I bought what I could with that. It was 0.89 of a terahash. Then the next day, somebody I know who owed me money paid me the money they owed me. It was a couple $100, and I used some of that to get myself up to 2 terahash. Now, I did not have a day where I was just on 2 terahash because I made the decision later that afternoon to go ahead and buy 15 more terahash. That was a little over. This was like $2,100 investment right here. This was the big push for that. And then this is the purchase of new hash with my rollover. So this is the purchase of the of the hash rate. So this, you can see down here, is where I tried to purchase the Bitcoin, and you see a few different purchases on here. This was my first one and didn't go through because I didn't have enough Bitcoin. And the reason for that is I did have technically enough Bitcoin, but you have to pay to sell or buy with Bitcoin with the exchange you go through. And so I'm recommending Coinbase. Coinbase takes their fee and they take it off the top, or they take it from your whatever you have left. And so I had to pay enough to, or had enough in my account to cover the cost of the pay. And so I wasn't quite sure how much that was. I figured it out after a couple of tries, and that's where I got the 0.89 from. So this was a purchase through my debit card, and I would just want to make a note of this. When you purchase with a debit or credit card, you may have to call your financial institution at the time you make the purchase or before the time you make the purchase to authorize the purchase. Because it's cryptocurrency, because there is the chance to launder money and steal money and have it just disappear and things like that. I mean, there's always fraud with money going on, but this is because it's such a hot thing right now. There's a lot of targets, and so they want to make sure that you using your card is the person using the card. So I had one instance where they froze the card and I had to call them and unfreeze the card and then make the transaction with my debit card. Then I went to use my credit card because I don't like making this big of a purchase with my debit card. It didn't allow me to make the purchase, and even with the person on the phone, the system kept denying the purchase until we hit, I guess, the right button or whatever that then allowed the purchase to go through. So that's why you see 4 attempts. One was me, it failed. The other 2 that failed was with somebody on the phone, and then the fourth purchase where it actually processed through. So that was me just figuring out the system and getting my card to work with buying Bitcoin and making sure my credit card company allowed the purchase to go through. And then this is, as it says right here, the reinvest transfer. So this is the hash rate purchased from my earned Bitcoin. So if we come down here, oh, and it has actually gone through. So if we look down here, this was my first amount of okay, this is, let's show 25. Okay, there we go. As some had disappeared, I wasn't sure why. All right, so this is my first payout. This is the first amount that they took of the maintenance fee. So this was my balance afterwards. Now this was not enough to buy any more hash, so I bought more hash right here. Then I made a change to my profile, another change to my pool allocation, and this is where I bought more hash rate, and then this is where I was paid out in my next hash, or the next day, or I should say that day. And then this is the maintenance fee. Okay, and this is the I made a change to my pool allocation. This is where I changed it, and then this is the reinvestment, and then this is some pool allocation updates that we just changed. So no increase in Bitcoin value here. These are just all the different, every time you do anything to your account, it does keep a log of it. All right, so I was hoping to show you the next investment with the additional 0.21 terahash. It should be slightly higher, not a lot, just a small amount, but that's the whole point, is you have a little bit more, and then the next night you have even a little bit more, and the next night even a little bit more, and then that little bit more becomes a lot more pretty quickly. So I'm not going to walk you through actually signing up. I'll let you do that. I don't want to show you my information. But I will put important links down in the description. please click on those, do your research. If you're interested in getting going to this, use my links to sign up and register for these sites before you make your first purchase. That does help me and these channels out. Once you are signed up, you then have your own links to then, if you know anybody who's interested, to get them going as well. And I encourage you to do it. Don't invest more than you can lose. Don't invest more than you're comfortable with. If you want, just throw in a few bucks just to kind of see what it's like, see what you can do with it, and go for it. And then as you get comfortable with it, put in a little bit more, put in a little bit more. Don't wait. I see so many people, oh, I'm going to wait till January when the prices drop. That's fine if you want to just buy straight up Bitcoin. But if you want to get in and actually have real value, you need to mine for it so that you increase your product to sell. And by doing so, you will have a more perpetual source of income, just like a farm, just like the job you go to every day. And you will find far more success, in my opinion. But the way you do that is you do it now. You don't wait. The more you wait is the less days your pool is out there mining for you, the less time that tractor's on that field plowing and creating a product for you. So I highly recommend that. If you're interested in this, do it. Just do it. Anyways, again, feel free to ask me whatever questions you want in the description down, or in the comment section down below. I will do my absolute best to answer those questions. With Hashflare, this $1.40 per 10 gigahash, or $140 per terahash, is a sale through my link. It's only good for a couple more days, through the end of this week. Friday, I believe, is the last day. Might even just be tomorrow, Thursday. So get on it if you're interested in it. And thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. And I apologize for this video not being as clean cut as I want it to be, but we work with what we got. Thank you.